Hello and welcome to a first impressions of Humankind. This is developed by Amplitude Studios and they are responsible for games such as Endless Space and Endless Legend. And now let me just tell you very quickly that I absolutely adore those games. I played Endless Space for, well, tens of hours, maybe hundreds of hours, but Endless Legend was where I was really at home. It really felt like a fantastic 4X strategy, and I absolutely enjoyed that to no end. And Humankind is their new offering. If you'd like to check out the game, there is a link in the description. I did receive a game key for this video, but I did not receive any kind of sponsorship or payment or anything like that. And, well, we're going to be playing the advanced tutorial because I have played historical strategy games before, and people have said, actually, that this game, Humankind, is Amplitude's answer to civilization. And I'm very intrigued by that notion because I'm thinking to myself, wow, if it's similar to Endless Legend in any way, I'll already be a fan of it because, well, let's face it, I was a big fan of that game as well. But if it is like Civilization as well, or borrows elements of it, then I will be extremely pleased. Anyway, we're going to be playing with the purple, and our empire symbol is going to be the bear, if that is indeed the bear. You can actually change your avatar as well. So as you can see right here, we have a woman here, but I'm going to be changing that to something else. I have no idea really what to go for. There's a huge amount of different choices here, and you can also change them however you want. You can change their facial structure if you so desire. You can change their brows and everything, and you can even change their nose, their mouth, and a variety of other things as well. You can even add some scars and so on and so forth to them. So for me specifically, I'm pretty happy with how he looks right now. Maybe we want to just give him some hair or something like that. Maybe that would be a nice idea. And I just have to make sure that I'm picking something relatively. I feel like this is pretty good. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty good. Why not? I think that's okay. And I'm pretty happy with his beard at the moment as well. And you can also change how his costume looks as well. So I'm pretty happy with how he is. So we're just going to save that and then go back. And then we should play. So the current era is Neolithic, and our current culture is a nomadic tribe, and this is of course the advanced tutorial that we're going to go through here. I felt like it was probably quite important for those of you that have not seen anything on Humankind so far to experience the advanced tutorial with me, because this is obviously going to kind of give you an idea as to what Humankind does a little bit differently, because obviously we've already played. I mean, I would assume that you've probably played Civilization at some point in your life. If you haven't, then you need to do that. But yeah, you need to also play Endless Legend because that is absolutely fantastic. And generally, I am a big fan of Amplitude Studios as it is. Anyway, your first objective is to survive the Neolithic era and earn your first era star. Era stars measure your achievements in the game. We'll cover them in more detail soon. Alright, so, well, of course, this is what we're going to do. So, obviously, if you know anything about the Endless series, then you'll know that they have a FIMS system. So that is food, industry, mana, potentially. It could be mana, or it could be something else, or maybe something like that. It's been a long time, actually, since I've played, so it could very well be that, money. It's probably going to be money and science, right? So it's going to be food, industry, money, and science. That's what that is. So then you're going to be able to, toggle this on, which is going to tell you exactly what kinds of resources you're going to be getting in all of these various tiles. What is this, though? Hexagonal grid. Yeah, I quite like the grid system. I like seeing where we have to go and you know, all that sort of thing. So we're going to just go over here.
Full bellies and healthy children.
There we go.
See where this is going.
All right, so I'm thinking, can we? We have to collect some more stuff. Okay, so yeah, let's just continue to move around here for the moment. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to end the turn here because we have now run out of energy.
Nothing else.
There we go.
Could learn what killed them.
And we are going to... You found a curiosity ancient encampment providing 2 science and 5 influence. Yes, your tribe has enough influence to found its first outposts. Outposts are crucial to the development of your early empire because they allow you to claim territories. outlined by white dotted lines on the map. Okay, so I'm going to just acknowledge all of that. Thank you very much. And now we can potentially do that. So how do we actually go around doing that? I guess we do this. So we claim the territory. So we can go here and claim that territory, or we can go here and claim that territory. I think we'll probably claim this one, because that seems to be a little bit closer to some of the things that we actually need and want. And we might be able to make good use of the industry anyway, so I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, we can probably end the turn now and see where we go next. This might actually be the case where we have to. Oh yeah, we can actually move around still. So we're founding a town there, or a city, and we can also move around our friends. I actually thought that they were going to be relatively similar to settlers from Civilization, and indeed from Endless Legend as well. You know, the equivalent to settlers, that is, where you basically consume them on use. So when you found something, they disappear and they get used up. But in this game, that apparently does not happen. So that's good to know. Anyway, you found a curiosity, freshwater harvest, providing plus 15 food. Nice. Good to know. Let's go over here and pick up some more. Curiosity encampment. That's going to give me some additional science and stuff like that. So I'm pretty happy with that too. And we have a bunch of notifications here as well. I'm not entirely sure whether I really want that on, but I guess so. It's kind of useful. And this is our current zone. So if you know anything, as I say, if you've played Endless Legend before, then you'll know exactly what's going on here. You can see this dotted line around here. That means that that's my territory. So all of this in this area is my territory at the moment, and hopefully we're going to be able to continue expanding that as we go forward in the game so far. Obviously, we do need to try and explore a couple of extra places and extra things, because that's going to give us some much-needed resources. Events will occur during the game based on how you play and how you shape your empire. It is up to you to choose how to respond to these historical challenges. Carefully review the proposed choices and make the best possible decision for you and your people. Click here to see more about the event. Here we go. This is fantastic. The last winter was especially harsh, the ground hard and the frost chilling to the bone. In the heart of the settlement, the tribe huddled close to share warmth through the coldest days. But for some, it wasn't enough. Some needed to get their blood flowing, and they found a means through violent games. Grappling, fighting, contests of strength and endurance. One contest, where opponents fight with hide-bound fists, has gained quite a following, to the point that the outpost's usual foraging missions are under threat. What is your say on this new pursuit? Alright, so we can encourage this, which is going to reduce the amount of food that we have in our city, but we are going to be gaining +2 combat strength on units. I actually think we quite like that, so I'm going to encourage it for the moment, because we already have a huge amount of food, or at least I think we have a lot of food generation so far. I mean, there's quite a lot of food in this area here. I probably should have founded my outpost a little bit closer to the forest, because that's going to give us more industry, and industry is very, very important to construct units and to get things rolling, at least initially. So let's end the turn. Alright, World Deed. Ah, look at that. If you're struggling with any mechanic or notion in the game, make sure you check out our tutorial videos. Simply select tutorial videos from the game menu. There you go. So if you want to know anything, then it's all there. It's all there for you. Okay, so World Deed has unlocked. Wonderful Lake Hylia has been locked by another empire. Aha, so they're obviously expanding their own explorations and so on and so forth. We're going to just cross over the river here. Unfortunately, that is going to take a lot of our movement points and not allow us to move any further until we go to the next turn. We found a curiosity. Nuts. Okay, good to know. And what's this? You've discovered the breathtaking Waipua Forest. Okay, thank you.
This way.
Good to know. Okay, we obviously cannot move any further right now. I wonder whether we can actually build something here. Oh, can I put auto-explore on? Yes, I can. Oh, that's fantastic. Yes, I love auto-explore. Generally, anytime a game has auto-explore, I'm always like, yes, I'm all over this. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so let's just continue doing that. The nomadic tribe reached the ancient era with the Harappans. Now we got some more nuts right there as well. And here we go. The shift to fixed abodes hadn't been easy for the tribesmen and women who'd settled in the outpost, but they'd persevered and now thought of the land as home. When they discovered that one of their number had been hoarding mushrooms that he'd found in a nearby cavern for himself, it was a great blow to the spirit of the tribe. Now they want to banish him for his greed, but that would mean being deprived of the location of the mushroom field. What is your reckoning? Alright, so we can banish him, which is going to reduce our city defense research cost, which is pretty decent. Otherwise, the tribesman made a mistake, but he'll learn, and the extra food will be welcome. Or the man will leave the settlement, but will remain of the tribe. His days will be dedicated to learning more about this strange species. I think protect. That's going to give our city the bountiful status, which is going to give us +5 food for 10 turns, which I think is pretty decent. Okay, so there are another 5 empires in this particular game, so we're obviously going to find that out potentially quite soon. And otherwise, what else do we have going on here? I'm actually wondering whether there is a research tree or something like that. I'm not seeing anything right now on the screen, so I would assume probably not just yet. Maybe. I have no idea. They haven't said anything about that. So anyway, let's go to the next turn. Oh yeah, I should turn auto explore on actually. There we go, with the Egyptians. Aha, okay. We're collecting a whole bunch of different things here. What is map focus? If enabled and when possible, opening a notification will focus the camera on the location of the associated event. Okay, how to gain era stars. There are 3 ways to gain your first era star. First, either increase your population, gather science, or hunt down wild animals. In order to gain units and increase your population, gather food through hunting and foraging. Counters measure your progress in the Empire banner in the upper left corner of the screen. Hover over them to gain more details. So there's the growth star right there, 4 out of 5. Knowledge star, 7 out of 10. And we haven't done any hunting whatsoever. And here is the Empire screen. So this is, I assume, where you're going to be seeing all of this stuff and all of this information. And eventually, as you can see right here, you're going to get to the Ancient Era as well. So we just need to earn more stars. My population is probably going to be the first thing that we'll reach. So I don't think that's going to be too bad. Every empire has traditions and customs that can spread from our territory to enemy territory in Humankind. This propagation is known as cultural influence, or influence. There are many ways you can earn or spend influence in the game. In the Neolithic era, earn influence by hunting or discovering science curiosities. You can then use influence to found your first outposts and take control over territories. Okay, so as it is right now, I think it would probably be a good idea for me to turn off Auto Explore and then just to go to the next stage, because I'm thinking I might be able, not sure if I'm going to be able to do it, but I might be able to build another one. Can I not do that? No. I need 20 influence. Aha. Okay, that is good to know. That is very, very good to know. Okay, so yeah, Auto Explore can go back on then, and they can just go wherever they want to go. And here we go. We've earned 1 era star and may now choose a new culture for the next era. Evolve your civilization with a new culture for the next era. Okay, I'm looking forward to this. Historically, empires have grown from both their idiosyncrasies and the diversity of cultures they have encompassed or come in contact with. In Humankind, you get to combine cultures to create your own empire, with more than 1 million possible combinations. Here are the cultures you can choose from for the Ancient Era. Take some time to browse through them at your own pace, then select one of them for more information. Alright, so we have the Assyrians right here. This icon represents the culture's affinity. There are 7 affinities in the game. Aesthetics, I suppose, agrarian, builder, expansionist, merchant, militarist, and scientist. We will look at culture details more closely on the confirmation screen. Take your time to familiarize yourself with this first set of cultures. Alright, so that basically will determine what kinds of playstyles you will be using in the game. Personally, I like expansionist gameplay quite a lot. That is usually what I tend to do. I will either play extremely expansionist or I will play extremely scientific. That's usually what I tend to do in these kinds of games. Specifically in Endless Legend, there were many, many different ways to play each and every faction, which, gotta say, is one of the reasons why I love that game. Because you play as one faction and then you're mind controlling all these random units, and in that game you can actually customize those units with your very own research. And if you are someone that has, you know, done your research and gotten some very advanced items and upgrades and so on, then you can upgrade those units that you can mind control, and you can take them around, and they have such insane combat strength that it is a lot of fun. Anyway, this is aesthetic right here. So they receive more fame when earning these. Gameplay orientation focused on influence or diplomacy. This is a merchant focused on making money. These guys are expansionists, so I'm probably going to adopt these guys because they are expansionist and I like them quite a bit. They give us land movement increase on unit, as well as +5 combat strength bonus when ransacking on an army. And then otherwise they give us a unique building as well, by the looks of things, which is a high border defense building. This fortified citadel allows the Assyrians to assert their dominance over conquered territories, and that is actually really useful for us. As you can see, an emblematic quarter and an emblematic unit. Yeah, so in Endless Legend you will have a city, and in that city you can build any number of districts. And that's what this is. This is basically a district that you can build right next to your city, and that is going to determine what kind of benefit that upgrade is going to give you. And you also have Assyrian raiders right here, which are, I assume, mounted units. Yes, it seems like it. Close combat unit that ignores enemy zones of control, particularly good for running down ranged units, and it is unable to climb fortifications. It is also a pillager, which generates additional money when destroying an outpost or independent camp. Take some time to hover over the different elements. The amount of information might look staggering at first, but after a few games you will understand all of it. In your early playthroughs, we suggest you play the cultures that feel right and appeal to you, and don't overthink culture selection. Once your choice is made, press the confirm button. I'm pretty happy with how we're going with here, so I'm going to go with the Assyrians.
The challenges of a young civilization. It's hard keeping up with the neighbors when they have the wheel and you don't. Humankind learns quickly that everyone contributes. If you're terrified of wild animals, you can grow lentils or catch fish. Tribes settle towns. Towns develop markets, and markets begin the exchange of goods, services, and most important, rumors and hearsay. So now, we advance as the warlike Assyrians. You're not going to be a very nice neighbor, are you?
Oh, thank you very much, narrator. Yes, thank you very much indeed. Okay, well, there you go. So we are now the Assyrians. You have won your first fame points. Fame measures the mark you are leaving on history. Earn as much fame as possible to win the game. Alright, so that's what we're going to try and do, if at all possible. Before placing your first city, let's study the terrain. Oh, before placing your first city, eh? I've already done that, sir. Oh dear. This grid shows the natural resources of all discovered tiles. Yes, tile resources can be food, industry, money, or science. Yeah, that's exactly what I explained to you earlier. Alright, so yes, unfortunately, I've already placed my town, like an imbecile, apparently. Yes, okay. The rules for earning fame have changed now that you've left the Neolithic era. The empire with the most fame will win the game, so it's important to know how to earn it. You can enter the empire screen to see your current objectives. So, as it was in Endless Legend as well, you do have a wide variety of different ways to achieve victory. And I assume that they have expanded upon that idea, and you can quite clearly tell that that is indeed the case, because you can earn fame by doing any number of things. So you can have 6 districts built within your empire. You can have, destroy a total of 6 military units. You can earn 550 gold, and so on and so forth. And that is going to enable you then to be able to increase and evolve your culture, earn fame in the meantime, and so on. So that's it. Anyway, you need to obtain at least 7 era stars to unlock the option to progress to the next one. Okay, good to know, good to know. All right, let's go for the next turn. Auto Explore is still on. There we go. There's another one. Nice. We've gotten some more cash. And hello there. Who's that? Oh, that's an animal of some kind. Okay, well, I think we can probably just allow our forces just to continue walking around at this point, because I would very much like to get some more influence, if at all possible. I'm actually not... I don't think they're actually heading into these places, unfortunately, but maybe they will. automatically. I'm not entirely sure. Ah, hello there. All right, so we can actually do something. You're now ready to build your first city. Ah, yes. Never mind, never mind. Okay, so I was actually under the impression that we had already built our first city, but actually, this was just an outpost. So as it happens, that's exactly what would be the case in Endless Legend as well, where you'd build an outpost of some kind, or a very sort of miniature city, small village, town, whatever you want to call it. And then eventually it would grow into something much larger over time. Same thing happens in Endless Space as well. And so this is exactly what I thought may happen, but I was obviously misunderstanding a little bit about it. Anyway, let's select it. Wish to grow in the city, evolve city to the outpost. Okay, take some time to determine the most strategic site. In particular, pay attention to the resource production of nearby tiles and the natural protection offered by the terrain. Okay, evolve it. There we go. I don't really want to do anything else because, well, I can't. I can't do anything else. Now we are earning 7 influence per turn, which is really, really useful because then I will be able to build another outpost somewhere or another. And that's obviously going to help us out quite a bit. Okay, so we can go for some more units. I think we'll probably get some more scouts, actually. So I'm going to do that straight away. And then we're probably going to get this, which is going to give us +4 influence, which is going to be very useful indeed. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And technically I can rename this as well. So I can call it something like Reformia. And there you go. Now it's Reformia. So that's exactly what we're going to be going for right there. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with how this is going so far, but obviously I'm still getting used to things. Oh, we've got research now as well, as you can see right here. Aha. Yeah, so as soon as you get your town or your city up and running, then you're going to be able to do this too. Okay, so let me see here. City defense. Yeah, you can see what kinds of things you have. We should probably go for carpentry, to be honest. I'm going to do that. That's going to give us much more industry, and I personally would like that quite a bit. Okay, so let's have a look. Choices you make in civics or specific events will influence your ideologies and provide bonuses. There is one territory in your empire sphere of influence. Well, yeah, we know that. And this is it, as you can see right here. We are the blue. We are the blue zone. All right, there. All right. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, so I don't really need to do anything else right here. We can basically just wait. And now we can expand once again. And there we go. We've got some more as well. Yeah, so right now, basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click end turn a little bit. This is one of those games. Oh, yes. It's one of those games where it gets you. You know, it sinks its teeth into you, and then you're like, oh, just one more turn. Just one more turn, please. And that's exactly what, it's exactly how it gets me, you know. Really, really does. Okay, well, whatever the case, let's hope that we're going to see some more stuff. Yeah, there we go. We got some more gold right there. Very nice. And once we have our scouts out as well, and, there we go. Carpentry has already been done. That's really, really fast. Let's get some other stuff as well. Okay, so we should probably get... What is this going to give me? Money? Not a terribly big fan of that. What about the granary? The granary might be kind of useful. Oh, Assyrian Raiders. I think I'm going to go for domestication because Assyrian Raiders are our unique unit. And if we can get that out as soon as possible, then I think that's going to be very useful for us indeed. My scouts are taking quite a long time to be done, unfortunately. I thought they would only take a short amount of time. Oh, no, it seems like they're only 3 turns away right now. So that's actually not too bad. Not terribly disappointed by that. Population loss. Yeah, okay, so we have low growth right now. We have low growth right now, so I'm going to need to do something about that. So we need more food, basically. So we need more food. So let me see if I can actually do that. So as you can see, you can get a farmer's quarter. So this is exactly what we would need to do. And you can select where that's going to be, as you can see right here. So that's obviously going to help us quite a lot. So I'm thinking we're going to go and do something like this, round about here. Because what that's going to do is that's going to increase the amount of food that you're going to get from the various other places. And you can see here, a new district must be placed next to an existing one. As this is your first district, it has to be placed next to your main plaza. So we're going to do that right about here. And that is going to take a little bit of time, of course, because we need to wait for our other things to be done before the district gets built. but we obviously need to make sure that our first city is going to be our best and is going to grow as far and as wide as it possibly can be. So hopefully we'll get that going relatively soon. My scouts are now going to be done.
It is not just a bunch of buildings. It is warmth, protection, and, praise the gods, a bit of privacy.
There we go. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take these guys over here, and I'm going to hopefully be able to establish another territory claim. I'm not entirely sure where we want to do that at this point. I'm thinking we might want to go... This is looking pretty good, actually. Round about here might be pretty fun, because that's going to give us a massive amount of industry almost immediately, and it is going to be somewhat... I mean, this is the best place to be. Right here, because this gives us a terrain advantage pretty dramatically. I mean, you can already see that, but don't really want to go there, if I'm honest. I would much prefer to go somewhere else. Maybe here would be good, but then we are... I think this might be good, actually. I think this might be good. So let's see what we can do about that. Yeah, I'm thinking this is looking really nice. Okay, so domestication is now done, which is fantastic, because that means we'll be able to get the Assyrian raiders going, and they're obviously going to be very strong early on in the game. Okay, let's build an outpost round about here.
The Egyptians. It's a fair bet that you'll be embarrassed if you compare cities with them.
Aha! Word of your empire has now reached the Egyptians, because there they are. There are the Egyptians right there. Very nice to know. I'm actually wondering whether they're going to be attacking us or something. I'm not entirely sure about that. Ah, we can now introduce ourselves as well. Welcome to Humankind's diplomacy screen. This is where you will manage all diplomatic relations with foreign empires. As one of those gameplay systems which might seem complex at first, bear in mind that it takes everyone a few games to understand and master its subtleties. Be the leader you want to be. Find allies, trade resources, sign treaties, or declare wars. Let's take a quick tour of diplomacy key indicators and interaction tabs. First things first, headlining the diplomacy screen is your diplomatic relations state. Each empire has a relationship with every other empire in the game, and this relationship is defined to a great extent by its current relation state. However, or should we say hover over your current diplomatic relation state to view what diplomatic abilities are available. Well, we have not much, really. There's war support as well. We can kind of work out what the war support is like, because well, we're both 50-50 right now. And the Relations tab is the default tab. Here you can use diplomatic abilities such as Surprise War or Propose Alliance. These abilities evolve following your diplomatic relations state. Okay, good to know. And then obviously we have trade here, treaties, and crisis. We obviously do not know about that. Anyway, we're going to introduce ourselves. We're going to introduce ourselves and see what's going on with that.
That is no sacrifice too great for the needs of an empire.
Okay, we're at peace with them at the moment. I don't know whether we we've got just tolerance at the moment. So I'm thinking we probably want to do something quite nice with them, if at all possible. So maybe we have no strategic resources whatsoever or luxury resources at all. We could do some treaties here. I'm thinking we might be able to maybe increase our relation with them by doing that. By default, you start on the left column of treaties and will progressively work your way to the right if you decide to deepen your ties with the empire you are dealing with. We will cover treaties in more detail soon. Well, thanks for that. Okay. Alright, so we can reveal our capital if we want to. Peace-related treaties. Shall we do that? Both empires accept the other's ambassador, revealing the position of their capital city. I'm not entirely sure. Are the Egyptians expansionist or not? They are, well, she is careful and an introvert. They tend to focus on relationships with a few chosen civilizations. They create strong defenses on their borders. She's a turtler. Closed borders. Let's show. Can we actually select these? Select the treaty you wish to propose. Hover over treaties for more details. It seems like I can't actually do that right now, or at least I don't think so. I'm trying to select them, but that doesn't seem to work. Ah. We can do the... Oh, okay. We already have this one unlocked by the looks of things. Oh, okay. I understand. It's okay. Yeah. So share maps.
I think you might find this interesting.
Accepts your proposition in exchange for 15 gold.
Everything
Sure.
seems adequate. Agreed.
I mean, I don't think it really matters, to
A
be
most
honest.
wonderful happenstance.
I mean, how do they like us right now? Or are they going to? You know, I have no idea what they're going to do right now. Let's do open borders. Let's propose that.
For you.
Sure.
Think on it.
There we go. Okay, we're going to do open borders, and we are going to have a non-aggression pact.
I can live with this.
Yes, non-aggression pact. Fantastic. Okay, let's do that. And then what about proposing an alliance? We're in an alliance, really?
The proposal is close, but
Needs sweetening. Well, really? Does it?
Really?
Have countered your proposal. They have countered it? How have they countered it?
Everything seems adequate. Agreed.
A cultural agreement.
A most wonderful happen.
They refused that. New grievance. You may ask for reparation. Okay, so they don't like cultural agreement.
Proposal.
What about...
I can live
What
with
about
this.
scientific? Can we not do that? No, we could, refused your treaty to upgrade from open cities to
Believe me,
cultural
I'm
agreement.
ecstatic.
And you can apparently do
A
something with
proposal
that.
for you.
You can do this.
on it.
Aha. A grievance is a cause for demands or action in response to another empire's aggressive deeds towards you. When a grievance is triggered, the aggrieved side's war support increases.
Yes.
What you do with grievances is up to you. Leverage or renounce them, but always think of the consequences. Okay.
Must
Well,
I
we can
accept
renounce
every
it, in my
bold
opinion.
proposition that comes my way? No.
Renounce to create a demand.
Why does the
This injury
world
shall not go unpunished. Now, let's just renounce it. I really don't need to be at war with these people. We've already... look, they're friendly with us,
worry
as you can see right there. We are friendly with them. So I'm pretty happy with how that is at the moment. So we should be okay. And as you can see, that is where they currently are. They're very far away, actually. Kind of surprising that they're so far away, but yes, indeed they are. So, let's go for some nice auto-explore with this particular band of scouts as well. And why is this coming up right now? Is there some reason why this has to come up? I'm not entirely sure. Calendar is now researched. Let's get city defense going as well, just in case. There we have it. Okay. And how's Reformia doing right now? Okay, we are almost done with the pottery workshop as well. One or several constructibles cannot be built as you don't have enough access to the required resources. Obtain more access by building new extractors or by trading those resources with other empires. Okay, yeah, so this is another thing that Endless Legend also had available to it. Basically, extractors. Okay, so extractors are places that are built upon resources to be able to get them, to be able to actually harvest them to begin with. And they don't just have to be in your, you know, in your territory or anything like that. Alright, good to know, good to know. Yeah, as you can see, there's a horse ranch there that extracts resources from the horses deposit. We definitely are going to need to find that. And there's one right there. That's fantastic. Let's build that. Let's get that queued up as fast as possible. And I think we're pretty happy otherwise, so we can just continue onward a little bit now. We're collecting a lot of curiosities here as well, and we need to have 160 influence to be able to evolve our outpost into a city, which I think should be quite doable. Or at least I hope it's going to be doable. So we'll see. City defense researched. Fantastic. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so now what else do we want to do here? Well, we have quite a few rivers. Don't we? Do we? Not down here. But over here. Yeah. Over here we certainly do. Fishing is going to be pretty important as well. I mean, eventually it's going to be pretty important. I mean, you're going to get a lot of food from that. Like a huge amount of food. So I'm thinking we might want to do that too. But it's going to take me a bit of time to get over to the ocean. So I'm thinking we'll probably just continue with irrigation here. It's going to take a while for that to be done. 32 turns, no less. So it might be a little bit ill-advised to focus on it too much. But anyway, we're going to evolve this into a city now. There we go. That's now evolved. So we're going to be gaining even more influence. And, oh, look at that. New army, warriors next to regiment. Oh, that's fantastic. So we've gotten some actual attacking units by the looks of things. Where are they? These guys right here? No, these are just random scouts right here. Ah, there we go. We've got some warriors right there. Before you choose to attack an army, wild city wild city? No, wild animal or city, you can preview the balance of power between the two armies. In order to do so, select your attacking army and hover over the defending army. Hover slightly longer to preview the battle area and deployment zones. So if it's anything like Endless Legend, then you're going to be able to partake in tactical battles. It's not just going to be on the overworld screen. You actually can go into its very own instance of a battleground, and then you can choose what your units do in a very strategic manner. So it's not just a case of, oh, these guys have better stats than these guys. Okay, those ones are going to win. That's not how it works. Generally, yeah, sure. If you have some really, really powerful units, then of course they're going to be much better at dealing with opponents than you know, people that are tier 1 and have nothing. But your own decisions can make a big difference. Alright, let's build something, shall we? Let's build something. So I'm thinking we're probably going to try and get some more industry. So let's get some more industry round about here, maybe? I don't really want to build anything over there, so maybe over here would be good. And we probably want to go for some more food as well, so I'm thinking it's going to remove a lot of industry from our areas, isn't it? Yeah, that's not particularly good. So I'm thinking we're going to make this particular city an industry-focused one, and then others will be something a little bit different, potentially. I'm thinking that might be the way to go. Anyway, we're just going to get that infrastructure built as well, but it's otherwise fine. And there we go, population gain. Fantastic. I should really take my warriors down here. Are these guys auto-exploring? Yes, they are. But yeah, I'm going to take my warriors down here, just in case, just to kind of have them defend, just in case there's some problem or another. And there we go. New Civic, Founding Myths and Legitimacy. First Civic has been unlocked. Civics can be seen as the collection of customs, traditions, and laws that allow you to personalize your empire by creating a unique society. The game context triggers the emergence of a civic, as each one has specific conditions. Alright, so here you go. When voting a civic, you can choose either option, but each path might affect the empire in numerous ways: diplomacy, religion, economy, military, etc. Civics can even unlock new game mechanics. In addition to these effects, all civics affect the ideology of an empire and the resulting bonuses. You can vote for your first civic now, provided you have enough influence. Otherwise, come back later. Alright. I would like this. Can I do that? Can I, yes, I can. I can do that. I would like this quite a bit. +5 influence on main plaza. I mean, how can I say no to that? And I'm not a terribly big fan of faith-based civilizations or anything like that. So I'm going to go for this one.
Why was this even a question? Let's keep it simple. We've been here. It's our place.
A first civic is available for you to vote on. Civics are made available based on the current game context and are voted for or cancelled using influence. So we have that right here, and you can cancel it for 125 influence, which I'm perfectly happy. Oh, you can actually do something else here as well. Minus 50% on create outpost cost. That could be very useful for an expansionist faction. So I'm thinking we're probably going to enact that as well. That might be really good, but it is going to take my tradition stat way down. I'm not entirely sure if we want to do that. What is this, though? Minus 20% on attach outpost cost and minus 20% on absorb city cost. I have no idea what that actually means. So I'm thinking we'll probably just go for minus 50% on create outpost cost.
That seems to leave a lot of interpretation of right and wrong. not to mention yours and mine.
There we go. So that's basically going to make it a lot easier for us to create outposts, which is exactly what we want to do, of course. We want to be able to expand as fast as we possibly can. Ah, apparently they feel differently about us. Why do they feel differently about us? Oh, they're now bound with us. Look at that. They like us a lot. You feel like a long-lost sibling to them. They will seek an alliance and positive treaties. Okay, I'm happy with this. So let's see. Is there anything else I can do? What about a customs union? They're happy to do that. They have agreed to a customs union. What about a cultural agreement? Are they happy with this? Yes, they've signed with that too. Okay, I'm very much appreciative of this. And what about 5% increased science? Yes, they're fine with that as well. I'm very surprised. And what about this? Units can be upgraded while within each other's territories. Why not? There we go. Alright, so they are actually extremely happy with this as well. We are still in an alliance with them, which is great. And we have no luxuries or resources whatsoever at the moment. So obviously we are kind of useless in comparison to them. But hopefully that's going to change in the near future. Anyway, that's probably going to be it for this episode. If you'd like to check out Humankind, there is a link in the description. But otherwise, if you'd like to see more from me and this game, then leave it down below in the comments. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.